It is getting hot. It's not even really that hot out here. It is so muggy this morning because we're about to get some nasty rain. Take a look at it here. But we called off the 2 jobs that were supposed to start this morning due to the weather. We're supposed to get super nasty rain around 10 a.m. So we won't be able to get fully torn off and dried in before then. And we just don't want to take that chance with the roof being open and stuff and causing any water getting inside or anything like that. So we called off the jobs today. I have a lot of office work I need to get caught up on. So I'll kind of explain a little bit of the roofing products to you guys. At least I'll have a little bit of time to get that recorded for you guys this morning. So I'll get that done and then we'll get inside and get some work done. Good morning, guys. So I wanted this morning, first thing, try to go through a couple of materials that we use on the roof. So these behind me here, these are what is known as lead boots. So we use these, and actually, take a smaller one. They're actually made out of lead, so they're moldable. So if we need it, like around electrical boots, we'll cut it, caulk it, and then we can mold it around the pipe. But these flanges get laid out, so it's something like that. This is what gets nailed down onto the roof, and then cement covers all the nails on these as well. So they're fully sealed once it's on there. And then the top part, these go on like the PVC pipes that come out of your roof, so any of your plumbing vents. So this top part, once the lead boot's installed, we're going to close the roof up, finish it off. All of these edges, so you can see how moldable it is, I just did it with my hand. All of these edges will get tucked in around, like into the PVC pipe so that the water can't get between the PVC pipe and the lead boot, so it closes that system off. If it gets into the plumbing vents, it just goes out through your clean out, just through your normal sewage. So that's not a problem whatsoever, and they're open no matter what. So this would be a lead boot. This is a 2-inch lead boot, so there's different sizes. There's 2-inch, then it goes up to a 3-inch, a 4-inch, and a 5-inch. On residential houses, you only really see a 2-inch or a 3-inch. So either one of these two. These are kind of the sizes you'll see, 2-inch or 3-inch. You don't see a 4-inch very often, and you definitely don't see a 5-inch very often. You mainly will see those on commercial builds if there is one on the roof, or if it's like an extremely old house, you may see a 4-inch every now and then. You also still on older houses will see cast iron pipes as well for the plumbing vent. Big shock to most people is your roof is 1/2-inch plywood. That is just what all roofs are. If it is a cookie cutter neighborhood, so like if your home is built at Lennar or KB Homes or any of those big builders and those like HOA neighborhoods, your roof is made out of OSB. It's not made out of plywood, it's made out of 1/2-inch OSB. And actually in most cases it's 7/16. So that's just a little tidbit too. Older houses in Florida, so within, I would say they're built within the last 20, 30 years or so, you'll see like regular plywood, so like 4-ply plywood. If it's built older than that, you'll see 1x decking. So you'll see 1x6, 1x8, 1x10, 1x12, whatever the case may be, whatever board width they want to use, but it's going to be like 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch, or 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick, depending on how old the house is. If it's super old, it may have true 1x decking. If it's not as old and they were using dimensional lumber, you may see the 3/4 inch thick. Another option of underlayment that we install the most often on a roof is what is known as peel and stick. So this is Rhino granulated peel and stick. It's an Owens Corning peel and stick. So on this side, you can see it's a lot thicker of a material. It's on this top side, it's granulated. What granulated means is that there's like sand on it. There's a grit to it. So like there's actually like sand coming off of my hand. So there's sand that makes it granulated, so it gives it a texture, so when you're on the roof you don't slip and slide, it gives you that the structure and stability on the roof. Even in wet, dry, it doesn't matter, you can walk on peel and stick whether it's raining or the sun's out. Now one of the key facets to why it's called peel and stick, or they call it ice and water shield as well, on the back side of it there is a plastic membrane you tear off, and then that is asphalt. So it's asphalt on the backside, like shingles. It's asphalt, so that adheres it down to the plywood on your roof. It also creates a double water barrier, and what that means is that it's self-sealing. When a nail gets driven into it, say it gets driven into the peel and stick, it's going to seal right around that nail shaft and make it watertight again. So it's not as big of a worry, whereas the synthetic on the synthetic on a roof, if you shoot a nail through this, just like paper, it's ripped, it's torn, that is what it is. You have to cover that nail in cement in order for it to seal properly. Peel and stick, it's not as big of a worry. Now on synthetic roofs in valleys and along wall flashing or stuff like that, we still have to install peel and stick to meet building code. So there's always going to be a little bit of peel and stick on your roof. Like I said, it'll always be down a valley and it'll always be up against wall flashing, or if you have a chimney or something like that, it's always going to be up against any flashing on your roof and valleys. And then synthetic will be installed on all field slopes. Now what I mean by field slope is like the main slope of a house, you know, so like literally a field of the roof. That's where synthetic will be installed if we install synthetic on your roof. Majority of our roofs, it is very few and far between that we install synthetic. The main reason is just like warranty wise on a synthetic roof, you just don't get the protection and stuff that you do with synthetic. Synthetic is a lot better of a material, a lot thicker of a material, a lot sturdier of a material, and a lot more reliable of a material. So this is two of them. Another underlayment that we install, now this would be installed on metal roofs. So this is what is known as titanium PSU 30. So this is, again, a peel and stick. Now the difference between this one is it's an in-between. So this is a peel and stick, but it's kind of similar to a synthetic. Let me show you. So on the back side of it, if I can get it started, rain dropping from the trees on me. Okay. So on the back side of titanium PSU 30, it is peel and stick. So you could stick it down to the roof, you peel the plastic off, stick it down to the roof. The same as this, or as the regular peel and stick, it's got asphalt that'll stick it to your roof. Now the difference between peel and stick and this titanium PSU 30 is, let me get a little close to you. If you could see the texture on them. So titanium PSU 30 has more of like a synthetic top side to it. So it's got these squares that give you the texture on it, whereas peel and stick has the granulated sand that gives you the texture on. You can kind of see where my hand's rubbing, I'm rubbing that sand off of there. So you can kind of see that. But so this would be closer to a synthetic. Now you can kind of see, this would be a comparison. This is the back side of the synthetic. You could see the square pattern in it. So it's got the peel and stick properties as well as the synthetic properties. So we use this on metal roofs. The biggest reason is this is a high heat underlayment. So a metal roof is going to get hot, it's going to get baked in the sun. You want something that's more durable underneath it, so we use a high temp peel and stick. It also helps to create that thermal bridge between the metal roof and your attic space. So it gives that extra layer of protection in there as well. So diving a little bit further into a roofing system, we are Owens Corning preferred contractors. I think I've said that already. What that means is that we are at pretty much a different level with Owens Corning where we can offer a better warranty to our customers on their roofing systems. So in order, one of the roofing systems that we can offer a higher warranty on is if we do a full Owens Corning roofing system. What that means is the underlayment will be Owens Corning, so we would install Rhino's peel and stick on your roof. The shingles will be Owens Corning, the ridge cap will be Owens Corning, the starter shingles will be Owens Corning, and ventilation will be Owens Corning. So I'll show you a ventilation option that we use quite a bit, but let me show you some of the shingles, the different lines of shingles. So this shingle right here in the front, this one is known as Oak Ridge. This is Owens Corning's Oak Ridge line. Now what that means is they have kind of two different lines, or three really, two different lines, we'll say two different lines. So we have Oak Ridge and then Duration. So Oak Ridge is going to be their lower cost, a little bit more cost effective shingle. The cost isn't that drastic between the two. It's really not that big of a gap whatsoever. Now the difference is on the Oak Ridge, they don't have a nail strip. So right here on this top band, there is a strip known as the nail strip. It's Owens Corning's patented system. So they have what is known as a nail strip that goes along here, and on the Duration you can see that nail strip. You see the gray band that goes along here? This is the nail strip. Also a big thing between the two, and it's going to be hard for you guys to tell, but the thickness of the shingles. The Duration is a lot thicker of a shingle, a lot heavier of a shingle, a lot sturdier of a shingle. Structurally, Duration is the better line of shingles. Oak Ridge, like I said, is the cheaper line. We don't install Oak Ridge, we only install Duration on all of our roofing systems. Now, if you want to elect to have like a cheaper roofing system installed, we can install other shingle manufacturers at obviously a different price. But we are mainly 99% of our business is Owens Corning. So these are kind of their two different lines of shingles. Like I said, we don't install Oak Ridge. You'll never see it on one of our roofs, but it is an option. We mainly, we mainly install Owens Corning Duration. And so this would be kind of the shingle. Now this color right here is what's a color known as driftwood. So this is driftwood. This is what you'll see on pretty much every cookie cutter house from the builders. They put on driftwood shingles, whether it is a dimensional shingle like this or what is known as a 3-tab shingle. I don't have any 3 tabs on me because we don't install them, so it would only be ones running around in my truck from roofs that we've torn off, which I would not keep in there. When it comes to ridge cap, so on a roof there is what is known as ridge cap. Ridge cap gets installed on all of the ridges. You'll kind of see there's a different definition to ridge cap versus a field shingle. So this is 2 different ridge cap options from Owens Corning. Now we only install this one, but on the higher end roof, some homeowners elect to have this one installed. Now the biggest difference, it's probably almost kind of clear to see. This is a 1-layer ridge cap, so it is 1 layer thick. That's it, 1 layer. This one, the Dura Ridge, has a separate band right here on the top. Now what this band does is when you install the next layer over it, it creates a thicker gap right there. So it's a lot thicker, so it stands out a lot more in the roof. It's more like a decorative kind of feature. But the difference that this does is same thing like the shingles between the Duration and Oak Ridge. This one has the nail strip, so you kind of get that added benefit of that, where this will help seal the nails and not cause any issues. You just have to kind of have a thicker ridge cap, and it gives a lot more definition on the roof, a lot more than you would think. So we normally install Pro Edge. It helps the ridge cap not stand out so much, and it just creates more of a clean look roof, and that's what homeowners are really looking for. Now this is kind of, so to give you an idea, this would be the bottom edge for this style of shingle. See if they were overlapped, you don't have that thick band on the bottom. This is the other way. So you can kind of see it's a lot thicker of a band where they come together right there. All right, last thing I want to show you really quick. So this is what's known as ridge vent. So we use a system similar to this. This is their 4-foot strips, so we don't use their 4-foot strips. We use a roll. Now what this does is this is going to go on your ridges, not on any of the hips. So the hips would be the ones that kind of go vertical. The ridges are the ones that we want to go horizontal to the ground. That's where you're going to ventilate your roof out of. So this would go on top of it. The opening in your roof, it will be about 4 inches wide, so it'll be like this on top, or the plywood would be like this underneath, this much open. This sits on top of your ridge, and it gets installed in this manner pretty much. You'll get a nail on either side. Every foot is building code here in the state of Florida, and then we install the ridge cap over this. So this will be installed over it like that. On the edges, you'll have these flanges that stick out. This is where the air will ventilate out of your attic. Now from the ground, like I said, that other ridge cap creates that thicker band, and it sticks up a lot higher off the roof. The reason we don't like to use that is also because we use this type of ventilation quite a bit. So if you have that thicker ridge cap that sticks up, plus just the regular ridge ventilation, like ridge vent, that's going to be sticking up so much, it's going to draw so much attention to it, and a lot of homeowners are going to point it out. They wanted it similar to what they had originally, and then they don't notice kind of stuff like that. It's not an option that a homeowner is going to elect unless you kind of give it to them as an option. So this is how the ventilation works. It's going to sit on the ridge like that. Like I said, this is only a foot, so it'll have a nail on either 4 nails in it. Now this does use 1 3/4 inch nails to be installed as well. So what those 1 3/4 inch nails do is it's a longer nail, so shingle nail is installed with 1 1/4 inch. The 1 3/4 is going to allow the nail to be driven through the ridge cap, through this vent, through the shingles, into the plywood. So it gives that little bit more, that half an inch longer, to be able to get through all of this material and actually hold it firm and secure on your roof. Now, like I said, this is going to be installed on all ridges that we're going to ventilate, so where we're going to get all that hot air out of the attic and release it. This is what this is for. This is the back side of it, so it's got cloth on it that'll help the air get out without allowing critters to get in. So these ends, as you can see here, they're closed off, so no critters can get in, no bugs, nothing can get in unless, you know, it's very small. But you really can't get in through here. So this cloth will be on the inside of the attic, so this will be laying down on the plywood, and the air will be able to come through this no problem whatsoever, and then it'll aerate through these holes here on the top. Let me know down in the comments if you have any additional questions when it comes to roofing. I can show you some products on the actual roof itself too during a build. Just let me know down in the comments below. I'm gonna wrap up the video for tonight, because this is the second time of me filming this clip, because the first clip I filmed in slow-mo, so that's just great. But we went through a little bit of kind of the roofing materials that we use currently. Like I said, we are Owens Corning preferred contractors, so we do install Owens Corning predominantly. I would say 99% of our business is Owens Corning. In our opinion, they're just the best shingle manufacturer. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna wrap up the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please do me a favor and leave a like, rating, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Have a great night, guys. Bye.